just repeat it, send to your clients, whatever, but you can play with it.
So that
Yes.
That PDF.
Wow. Amazing.
PDF inside it.
Yep. So like, I'll go create it, then I'll go through like what you can actually do with it in Adobe.
So this actually is a that we've got now with Bluebeam. Is that
Yes,
right?
yeah.
Okay. So
Use Bluebeam to create this. Wait through the process. Basically from Revit I export out a 3D file, and then Bluebeam I can insert that into my PDF. So what my PDF originally looks like, this is a different model, but I just Revit 3D view on here, and it was just plain 2D. And then what I do is insert actual 3D one over the top of that, and you can spin around and have a look and all that type of stuff.
oh, Jake, here he is.
So I'm just going to open one of my... Good thing is that it doesn't change the size much. Like this is only 1.7 meg, and that had my inside of it.
Oh.
And 0.7 meg is tiny.
If you've just got like Acrobat Reader, would you manipulate it?
Yep. The difference between Reader and Pro, in Pro you can like create more than one view, so you save your views. So at the moment I just have like a default view. But if you wanted to do it in Pro, you could make like a view. I want a back view.
Then whoever was using it could scroll through.
Yeah, but I mean Reader, you can just look at it, spin around. You can still put sections in Reader. I'll go through this later. But you sections through the building wherever you want.
It's a PDF.
Yeah.
Yep. Things later, I'll just go through the process first. Okay, so this is model. So I've just gone into my 3D view here, and add in tab. You've got your blue thing you want to fix. So I've just done it to A3. It doesn't really matter because the window you make in blue, it resizes it anyway.
Okay.
But I did it to A3 because I don't know. Yeah. I like to put the section box on just in case there is anything outside of what you put there. I don't have any linked models, so I'm going to keep that off. Otherwise, it will bring in like architects and stuff. I'm not too sure about that one, but I've been leaving it off. I left properties on because, yeah, if I click on a column, it will tell me what the column it is and stuff like that. So that's good to know. Or background, otherwise it just looks silly with like black at back or red or whatever. Lighting, I use CAD Optimize. It's just different. I thought that looked the best in the actual PDF, and shell illustration or solid outline looks the best. So once those settings done, you go create U3. Between these two, if you want to import it into a PDF, you want to use that one. If you want to just have just that as the 3D model, you can use create 3PDF, so it will just create a PDF. But that's used if you want to bring it into an existing PDF. So I'm going to we'll just U3D. So that was it. I have my U3D file now. Do is open my page in Bluebeam. Okay, so I want to put PDF. I want to overwrite this little view that I have in here. I mean, you could get rid of the view if you want, but if for some reason the 3D thing never works, this will show up underneath anyway. So it's good to keep it in there in case something happens. To bring it in, so you want to go edit. And in the edit bar, you want to go 3D editor. What you want to do is just draw a box over what you want to replace with the 3D model we just created. And then I'm just going to select that file, open. So it's got the same lighting settings and everything as that I made in my Revit file. So that should be okay. It in just says some view to begin with. We'll change the default later. But now we've got our 3D in there. Down if you want. Look really nice. The settings in here, so you can have perspective on or off. I think it looks better with it on. Just isometric or whatever. You can change to like wireframe and that stuff, but for viewing purposes, I just like to leave it on whatever the solid line or shaded illustration. You can change what type of lighting you want, so you can have day or bright light, or you can have night light, or up to you. Customize just makes it simple. So once it's in, I'm just going to save it. So that's saved over my PDF. I'm going to close it. And the difference between the two files, so this is one that I didn't bring it in, and this is the one I did, and like really it's 200 meg, it's nothing, like not any slower to open. It's a little bit slow, but not much. Like if I open this in Adobe now, it took the same time. So I'm going to do now, I'm going to set up a default view so it's looking like the building and thing there. So what you have to do is just spin the view you want. You should change it to spin, because rotate it like that, and it gets quite annoying if you just want to spin it around. It was too much or whatever. But if you have it on spin, it's just kind of like up, down, left, right. So you've got it positioned how you want. I think I can change that to the bit right there. Okay, so I might move it down a bit. So that's how I want to show it. What I'm going to do is go manage views. Now you can do this in Acrobat Pro. Viewer won't let you do this, but yeah, it's only Pro. So I'm going to go new. Have all this ticked, so that will make sure it's exactly the same as this. Just rename it to whatever. Default. So I don't really want that view. It wasn't showing anything nice. I'm just going to make users default. Okay. Now every time I move over and press home, it will go back to that view. And create a few different views, so you could do a back one. You do the process, you go manage view, create new view. Let's call it back. So now if we go home, we can go to the view and stuff like that. You could set it up for clients if you want. You usually just set up one view and then they can do whatever they want afterwards.
Now, can you insert the back onto that sheet?
Put two views. Yeah. I do go into Bluebeam again and insert it again as a separate view, because it's just one window at the moment, but it's got different views.
In your static view,
yep.
that is still there.
It's underneath, yep.
Got the back that's white behind.
But yeah, this works as like a whiteout, so underneath it doesn't show. But I've never seen a case where it hasn't worked, but if it doesn't, it would just show the actual behind or whatever. But when you print, it will, however the actual tree is. So you can see in the preview there. That's how the model is shown on my sheet here. That's how it will come out in my print.
Right.
So you might have to make sure that's in the view you want or whatever. I've been putting a note on my drawings just for illustration purposes only. If you know your model's modeled perfectly, you might not need it, but sometimes you may need it. Be a bodge, bit of bodge there.
yourself, eh?
Job, eh?
Why you
That's the next I want.
So yeah, now every time I open this, it will default to that view that I set up. And you can open it in full screen, so you can go full screen multimedia, and you have a nice view to play around in here. So right,
Right.
Okay, full screen,
full
okay.
screen.
I mean, showing that to a client, that would be excellent.
Yeah, so they can just come here. Oh, I want to see like what's like underneath, stuff like that.
section in, oh, I suppose
It's got like a section box. You can drag.
I'm not sure where the toolbar disappears to when you go full screen, but
you have to then go
Uh,
full screen.
it must be somewhere, but I can't really find it. I'll just show some things that you can do in the actual using Adobe. I'll just close this. So in this instance, I'm going to do an 3D PDF, but I'm going to have linked models in it. So all things that I have linked into it will show up as well. So you just want to go to your 3D view again. Okay, so first you want to make sure that none of your architecturals are on, or sometimes funny stuff happens and drawings and stuff actually load into the 3D model. I'm not sure why, but I always just on them, and then my structural models that I want to be in there are on. Once done, I will go back to my 3D PDF settings. This time I'll make sure that my linked models are on. Settings saved from the last time, so you don't have to worry about those. Just the linked model. So that ticked. I'm actually just going to go straight to a 3D PDF because I'm not going to bring it into view. What I'll do is I'll send this to like the engineer I'm working with or whatever. I've been working with Richard and I've just been giving him 3D models. We haven't really had time to cut the sections, so I've given him this model and he's been able to cut his own sections and actually click on an object and see what size it is and stuff like that. It's a bit longer when you've got all your linked models in there.
When you bid the 3D on the other PDF,
Yep.
using the used 3D, you can't interrogate it. You can't get the member size.
You can, yep.
You can.
The only difference from this, I don't have to import it into a blank PDF. It just does it straight away.
So this makes a PDF.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. As opposed to the 3D file, which is one you embed.
Yep.
No, that still makes sense, doesn't it?
Because I've selected in the settings to include properties, I think it was, the tick box.
Yep.
Everything you select has a property and it's the exact same. It even has an element ID, everything like that. So you could even type that in Navisworks if you had a Navisworks of this model.
Mm-hmm.
you could actually go straight to that element from your PDF or whatever. If you search the number up.
So how many linked models have you got in
There's 7 buildings
7 buildings, isn't it?
and the basement, because this is the site retention model.
and plus the topography?
Yeah, that's in this model.
Oh, that's in that model. Or 7 on
8.
8.
Mm.
Topography and stuff comes through as well.
Oh, it does too.
Yep. It's a bit with building pads sometimes. Not sure why, but you can always hide them in your view. You can't delete them from the actual 3D PDF, but you can just hide it and save your view so it doesn't show up. Okay, just try to open this. That's been okay. So from here, you can, if you do it or anything, the section thing. So you open that in a cross section. You've got axes that you choose from. So you can go X or Y. Got that. Maybe I want to bring it back a bit further. If you require, I don't know if you would ever need it, but you can tilt the actual, tilt your cross section in both directions. Don't need that, but it's nice to know. And actually save section view from Acrobat Pro. So I want to save that as a view that's saved, so I can look at that later if I wanted to. So now that I have my section, I'm just going to pan in a bit. Okay. From here, if I wanted to know what that was, I can click it, highlight it, then you can go show model tree. And the model basically just has everything in the model listed. So you've got doors, floors, pads, like all that. Got your columns. Right here, it's going to say this is 50 by 850 millimeter column, 40 MPa. That's how I've set the column family up in our model. It's actually in the name.
That's the type name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So first time you select it, it'll just go right to what it is, and it will have its individual ID number. If you click on that again, it will search all the instances in the model. If you click it again, it just selects all structural columns. Similar with floors, you hit floor and it will show you, it will show you this instance. Then if I want it again, it's going to show me all the 275 tabs. And then if I hit again, I think it just shows me everything, all the slabs and stuff.
And goes for beams.
Yeah, beams as well. So
Yeah, this instance, then type, and then category. Yeah.
yeah, I've got my LSB line, and I've got all my others. I think that's selected in the one, and all my beams. Another thing you can do if you want to turn off, if you want to turn off the thing, you can, or if you just show your beams, if you go isolate, so that will show all the beams in your model, and this is section view. If you took the section, it would show the whole thing. And just to get rid of that, to clear that hide, you just go show all parts. I'm going to just look at my columns. Where are they? There's a few of them. A lot of columns.
It gives an idea of absolutely everything.
Yep. I wanted to just show columns. You just go isolate and look at all the columns in the project. So you can, yeah. But, I mean, that's a pad there. That's the thing. Sometimes it's not really, doesn't all the time. Like it's showing a pad there when it shouldn't. I don't know why it does that, but.
It can be the same with services too, like with electrical cable trays and stuff. Yeah.
So straight from Revit, it's going to have all your element IDs,
Right.
stuff like that.
Okay. That's very cool.
Mind-blowing.
It's pretty full on, eh?
It's just a PDF.
And this is just the PDF, and this PDF is, it's 5 meg.
5,000.
That's pretty shit. There's the walk and fly tool similar to Navisworks, so you can
Do a walkthrough.
yeah, you can if you get I don't remember how to work it properly. But yeah, you can actually get into the building and look around from different angles and stuff. You can figure out how to use this well enough. It's a bit tricky. There is a 3D measurement tool, but it just measures in 3 model units, what that is. So, I don't know what the model unit distance is, but I haven't been very useful to do that from your plans and stuff.
There's a thing that you can get out there.
Yeah, I haven't looked too far into it. Then we oh, okay. Maybe you can set the scale of the model or something. About that. Anyway. Yeah.
When you've got this one, how does the property look on that? How do you?
Yep. I'll open this one up here. It's exactly the same in the embedded one. That's one that I just made. So you just open your model thing. Because there's less models in this, obviously it's going to be a lot cleaner. I've got all my columns there. I can still just show my columns of that particular type.
Doing this type of PDF, we should have some type of,
Locking on.
well, how does the client know that this facility is available?
That can do this.
That he can actually click on it.
It didn't
Yeah.
know,
You wouldn't know. I mean,
Maybe
Yeah.
you put a little note like the one you put down on there.
Yeah.
Just-
I added
No.
that,
That's just,
and first issue of the 3D PDF, I told Rich to add a note that we've included a 3D PDF on our drawing index page that they can have a play around with. I don't know if they used it or anything. I haven't heard anything, but
We wouldn't do anything else all day, would we?
yeah,
So all you need to manipulate that is you're just holding the.
it's just click drag, similar to clicking on the view cube in Revit. Yeah, and it's all the different types of moving things there. And then this is just like
What does the client need to have installed then to be able to use that?
nothing, Adobe Reader.
Amazon 9, 10.
I'm not sure what version it came out, but
I think it's
if
got to be
they're
nice.
up to date with the latest Adobe,
I'm just going to put a little note in the drawing. Incorporate.
Yeah, then to know
Is
what.
Reader on that computer?
yep, I'll open this in Reader.
Does that have to be professional?
No.
Let's see. What line is going to see then? That 11.
I've looked into getting the Reader to your mobile, so you open it on your mobile, whatever, but they actually haven't came out with anything yet to support 3D tests. But with Reader, the only difference is, I mean, I can still cut my sections and everything, but I can't save a view. I can't go to image views. That's
That's all then, really.
my only difference.
Just the viewer.
Everyone's got.
Everyone gets the viewer.
Everyone's got Reader.
yeah.
And if they don't, they can download it
Yeah.
online for nothing.
So yeah, you can send that to anyone who has Reader, and they can pretty much open
Yeah.
a model. Like it's not.
They do. They sent us one back years ago. When Angus was in buildings, and he got the first one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty forward
We were
thinking.
blown away by it.
It's not like if you open it on an engineer's computer. You open it on like an engineer's computer that wasn't just spec'd up as the drafting one. I mean, it's not slow, and I mean it's slow because it's going through the TV, but this screen it goes through fine, lag or anything. And it's only a small file. So. Yep.
That is excellent. That is awesome.
I was tossing between doing the overall site model as well. One thing you can't do is like have different color overlay. What you do is you can change like the render mode for a certain. Sorry. If you select one object, you can change the mode for like just this top slab. I could make that transparent only, but you can't actually change like any colors. It's just the way it's rendered. But I could save that view as a transparent slab on the top if I wanted, but not in Reader.
No,
Yeah.
But if you made that facility and then you open it on Reader, it would be transparent.
Saved it as
Yeah.
a view. Yep.
Yeah.
I would just be able to go to my view.
Yeah, it's not.
But I mean, this Reader, they can make it transparent themselves if they want to do. They just won't be able to save it.
Okay.
A good thing is as well, like it doesn't matter the size, it's your actual view. If it's quite small, if I was to do this, I can always open it in full screen and it would show that actual piece. It wouldn't show everything else.
Who is it John George?
Two people.
And Marty. I don't know if you can hear me. You that Bluebeam's available to us now.
Can you hear me, Baz?
Yep.
Yeah. No, I've had Bluebeam up here, and we've done a little bit of this 3D stuff, but not enough, most probably. Only a good tool.
Clever.
Yeah. Just make it so accessible to people.
Yeah, exactly right. Easy to manipulate.
Yeah.
It's simple, isn't it?
Because Rich picked it up like away, and it saved a lot of time. I didn't have to cut him sections and stuff like that. He could just look through the actual how it was modelled.
Yep.
And he had all he needed. Easy. That's it.
This is what we'll go just all together. What about some suggestions for future for things? Got any bright ideas? Those Alvin? Marty?
I'll try and wangle Mr. Noppadon into doing one, most probably, on the Eiffel Tower.
Great idea.
It won't be for a while.
You could use Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, I think it should be. It's a bit one directional at the moment, so we should try and do that at some time.
Yeah, it's interesting to see what you guys are doing, because I've seen that. I've seen a version of that model. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, right here, I'd like to do another session on modelling each other's stuff. I'd like to do more electrical and mech. And I'll pick someone. I'll be diplomatic. I'll pick someone to run a structural one to do all the fabulous and some things. Anyone else got anything else that you'd like us to cover? We've got Luke Bella's going to do a one on Point House, because we do that here. So that's for a future one. But any other ideas?
One would be the view range, not just like the basic flat one that's stepped, because I'm having an issue with my models because the basement's so stepped.
Right.
Be, like dead on, otherwise it will show parts of basement 2 on the plan of basement 1 because they're actually really close to each other.
Okay. Did you try using plan regions?
It's just, when we set the project up, it's just stayed the same as that.
Okay. You know we can do that, don't you? So you set up scope boxes. On those scope boxes, you can do a thing called a plan region. So you can independently control one of those areas and not muck up the other one. Did you? Well,
How about that?
that's the perfect one to go through. In fact, there'll be some good movies on YouTube on that. I'll dig those out. Yeah, so you can, when you go back to that thing, when you've got a full plate doing that, it's two down here, you can have a level, but you can have independent views.
And it doesn't affect the other one, is that correct?
No. So the tool is plan region. All right, there's nothing else. We might call it a day then. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Good shake. Here we go. Wow, wow. Yeah.